The Constitution of India, Preamble. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact and give to ourselves this Constitution.
Hello my dear children, welcome back. Listen to this wonderful quote. A person's most useful asset is not the head full of knowledge, but a heart full of love, an ear ready to listen, and a hand willing to help. So children, be a hand that reaches out. Be a light for those who live in darkness. Be a smile for those who have no reason to smile. God help those who helps others. The next lesson we are going to learn is from the last unit, Helping Hands, of our English reader. The name of the lesson is A Glass of Milk. Tell me, has any stranger ever approached you for help? And how did you treat them? I know you must have treated them in a good manner, and that shows your willingness to help others. You must have heard about the organization in our school called HOPE, Human Offering Paradise on Earth, which works for the welfare of needy people. The satisfaction and happiness we could derive from this service is priceless, right? Okay, now on to the lesson. Here you find a young woman's experience when a stranger approaches her for some water. Let us read and enjoy the lesson. A glass of milk. One day, a poor boy was selling goods from door to door to pay his way through school. It was a hot day and he felt tired and hungry. He had only one thin dime left with him. He decided not to ask for a meal at the next house. However, he lost his nerve when a lovely young woman opened the door. Instead of a meal, he asked for some water. She thought he looked hungry and so brought him a large glass of milk. He drank it slowly and then asked, "How much do I owe you?" "You don't owe anything," she replied. "Mother has taught us never to accept pay for acts of kindness." He said, "Then I thank you from my heart." So, it was a hot day and a boy was selling goods from door to door. He was tired and hungry, but there was only a small amount of money left with him. When he reached the house, a young lady opened the door and he asked for some water instead of meal. Finding the boy hungry, the lady brought him a glass of milk. When he asked how much he owes for the glass of milk, the lady replied that her mother had taught her never to accept pay for the act of kindness. The boy felt overwhelmed and he thanked the lady for her kind deed. Okay, as Howard Kelly left the house, he not only felt stronger physically, but his faith in God and man was also strengthened. He had decided to give up and quit. Years later, that woman became old and critically ill with an unknown disease. The local doctors were baffled. They finally sent her to the big city where they called in specialists to study her rare disease. Dr. Howard Kelly was called in for the consultation. When he realized her and the town she came from, a strange light filled his eyes. Immediately, he rose and went down the hall of the hospital to her room. Dressed in his doctor's gown, he went in to see her. He recognized her at once. He went back to the consultation room, determined to do his best to save her life. From that day, he gave special attention to the case. Now, children, you understood who the boy was and what was his name? Yes, he was a boy named Howard Kelly. Later, you will understand who the boy is and who he became. Alright. So, the act of kindness of the lady strengthened his faith in God and man, and he changed his attitude to give up and quit. Years later, the lady became old and seriously ill with an unknown disease. Since the local doctors were in confusion, they sent her to the big city. Specialists were called in to study her rare disease, and one among the boy was Howard Kelly, the boy whom the lady helped. The boy was surprised when he realized her and the town she came from. Dressed in his doctor's gown, he went in to see her and returned to the consultation room with a determination to do his best to save her life. Is it clear, children? Okay. After a long struggle, the battle was won. Dr. Kelly requested the business office to pass the bill to him for approval. He looked at it, then wrote something on the edge, and the bill was sent to her room. She feared to open it, for she was sure it would take the rest of her life to pay for it all. Finally, she looked at it, and something caught her attention on the side of the bill. She read the words, "Paid in full with 1 glass of milk, Dr. Howard Kelly." Tears of joy flooded her eyes, and her happy heart prayed, "Thank you, God, that your love is shed abroad through our hearts and hands." And finally, the lady was saved, and Dr. Kelly cleared her medical bills with a note saying, "Paid in full with a glass of milk," and he sent it to her room. The lady was scared to open the bill, but she was surprised to read the comment written on it. She was so happy to read it, and tears of happiness flooded her eyes. Here the story ends. So, children, what did you understand from this story? Yes, kindness is always rewarded. So, be kind to everyone. Okay. Hope you have enjoyed the story and understood the moral too. Do the activities given in the textbook as your homework. Okay. And that's all for the day. I'll meet you in the next class. Till then, take care. Thank you.